The movie starts with John Kelly. In Aleppo, Syria, an elite squad of U.S. Navy SEALs, led by Senior Chief John Kelly and Lieutenant Commander Karen Greer, conducts a high-risk covert rescue mission. Their objective is to extract a CIA operative held hostage by ex-Syrian military forces. As Kelly and his team breach the heavily guarded compound, they quickly discover that the hostiles holding the hostage are not Syrian rebels, but heavily armed Russian FSB soldiers. CIA officer Robert Ritter supervises the extraction and orders the team to secure the area without escalating an international crisis. Despite the unexpected presence of Russian forces, Kelly's tactical precision allows the team to eliminate the enemy soldiers and rescue the hostage alive. However, the discovery of Russian combatants in Syria creates deep friction between Kelly and Ritter. Kelly accuses Ritter of withholding critical intelligence regarding who they were actually fighting. Ritter dismisses Kelly's concerns, insisting that operational security required strict secrecy. Tensions flare, but the squad successfully returns to the United States, expecting to transition back to civilian life. 3 months later, Kelly retires from active military duty and prepares for the birth of his first child with his pregnant wife, Pam. Unbeknownst to Kelly, a shadowy hit squad has tracked down his entire squad to American soil. The ex-members of Kelly's SEAL team are targeted one by one in coordinated hit-and-run assassinations across the country. Operative quiet executioners gun down squad members in their own homes, making the deaths look routine or accidental to avoid military alarm. Late one night at Kelly's residence in Washington, D.C., heavily armed hitmen wearing tactical gear breach his home while he and his pregnant wife, Pam, are sleeping. Woken by a subtle noise, Kelly's elite combat instincts kick in instantly. He draws his sidearm and moves through the dark hallway, confronting multiple masked assailants inside his house. A brutal close-quarters gunfight erupts. Kelly guns down 3 of the attackers in rapid succession, taking several gunshot wounds to his torso. Despite his injuries, he crawls toward the bedroom to shield Pam, but a cold-blooded Russian operative steps forward and shoots Pam multiple times, killing her and their unborn baby on the spot. Fueled by rage, a severely wounded Kelly kills another assassin before collapsing from massive blood loss as the remaining hitmen flee into the night. Kelly is rushed to the hospital in critical condition, undergoing emergency surgeries while lingering on the brink of death. Kelly awakens in a hospital hooked up to life support, only to learn the devastating news that his wife Pam and their unborn child did not survive the attack. Devastated by grief and consuming rage, Kelly spends months undergoing intensive physical therapy, driven entirely by the desire for vengeance. Meanwhile, Lieutenant Commander Karen Greer visits him, revealing that 3 of his former squad members were assassinated on the exact same night in identical hit operations. Official intelligence agencies treat the home invasion as an isolated, gang-related burglary, but Kelly knows it was a professional hit orchestrated by foreign operatives. Defense Secretary Thomas Clay and CIA official Robert Ritter refused to launch a military investigation or disclose details, fearing an all-out war with Russia. Frustrated by the government's cover-up, Kelly uses his own personal contacts to obtain sensitive intelligence on the passport information of the surviving assassin. Kelly tracks down the corrupt diplomat who issued the hitman's fake visas, locating him in a parked car on a quiet street. Kelly ambushes the vehicle, douses the interior with gasoline, sits inside the passenger seat, and sets the back of the car on fire. Under threat of being burned alive, the panicked diplomat surrenders the name of the surviving Russian assassin, Viktor Rykov. Kelly executes the diplomat and surrenders to police, willingly accepting a prison sentence to secure a face-to-face meeting with higher authorities. Incarcerated in a high-security prison, Kelly awaits transfer while government officials deliberate on how to handle his illegal actions. Aware that Kelly possesses critical information regarding a foreign hit squad operating on American soil, Russian operatives send a team of dirty prison guards and paid inmates to eliminate him inside his cell before he can speak to intelligence directors. Late at night, a group of heavily armed riot guards clad in body armor open Kelly's cell block, intending to murder him and stage it as a prison brawl. Expecting the betrayal, Kelly strips off his shirt, pours water onto the concrete floor, and prepares for battle. As the armored guards rush into the cell, Kelly uses tactical grapples, heavy hand-to-hand combat, and structural door frames to brutally overpower every single guard, taking their weapons and leaving the entire squad unconscious or dead. Following the failed prison hit, Secretary of Defense Thomas Clay and CIA official Robert Ritter realize Kelly is the only operative capable of hunting down Rykov. Clay grants Kelly a temporary release from prison under the condition that he leads a covert, off-the-books extraction mission to Murmansk, Russia, alongside Karen Greer and a team of top-tier CIA operatives. Kelly, Karen Greer, CIA operative Dallas, and a specialized tactical team board a covert military transport plane heading toward Russian airspace. Their objective is to halo jump into Russian territory undetected to capture Viktor Rykov alive. During the flight, tension rises between Kelly and CIA Director Robert Ritter, as Kelly remains convinced Ritter is hiding the true motives behind the mission. As the aircraft flies low over the icy Barents Sea near Murmansk, two Russian Su-57 fighter jets intercept the transport plane and open fire without warning. Cannon rounds tear through the fuselage, destroying the engines and sending the aircraft plunging toward the freezing ocean. The cockpit fills with smoke as the pilots are killed instantly. Demonstrating extraordinary composure under pressure, Kelly takes charge of the cabin, forcing the team to don cold water survival gear and secure essential tactical equipment before impact. The plane hits the ocean at high speed, sinking rapidly into the pitch-black depths. Trapped inside the flooding cargo hold as water pressure threatens to crush the structure, Kelly uses emergency gear to breach the fuselage door, pulling Greer and the surviving team members out into the freezing water. Fighting hypothermia, the team swims through icy swells to retrieve a rubber inflatable raft from the floating debris and quietly paddles to the desolate Russian coastline. Reaching the snowy shore under cover of darkness, the team gathers their remaining firearms and heads into the industrial city of Murmansk. Lacking official government support, they must execute the extraction completely on their own while avoiding local Russian military patrols. Guided by satellite coordinates provided before the plane crash, Kelly leads the squad through abandoned factories and snow-covered alleys toward Rykov's heavily fortified apartment complex. Upon reaching the target building, Kelly and the squad set up sniper overwatch positions and breach the lower floor, moving room by room through narrow hallways. They clear enemy guards using suppressed weapons with lethal precision. As Kelly breaches the main apartment door where Rykov is hiding, he finds Rykov standing in the middle of a room wrapped in explosive suicide vests. Surrounding Rykov are tactical weapons and equipment bearing official CIA logos and markings. Instead of acting as a rogue Russian assassin, Rykov reveals a shocking truth. He is actually a deep-cover CIA asset. He explains that the entire operation, from the Aleppo mission to the assassination of Kelly's pregnant wife, was orchestrated from inside the U.S. government to create a manufactured conflict between America and Russia. Before Kelly can interrogate him further, Rykov detonates his vest, blowing the room apart. The blast from Rykov's suicide vest triggers alarm systems throughout the city, instantly alerting Russian special forces to the team's location. Within minutes, heavily armed Russian sniper units and tactical police encirclement surround the apartment complex. Spotlights blind the windows while heavy automatic gunfire tears through the walls, trapping Kelly, Greer, Dallas, and a surviving team inside the crumbling building. Realizing they were set up to be killed in Russia so their bodies could be presented as evidence of an American invasion, Kelly refuses to surrender. Dallas takes a bullet to the chest while trying to lay down covering fire, dying on the apartment floor. Russian snipers pin down the remaining team in a narrow corridor as tear gas canisters smash through the windows, filling the air with toxic smoke. Acting quickly, Kelly orders Greer and the survivors to climb down the building's elevator shaft to reach the basement level. To buy them time to escape, Kelly straps on body armor, picks up a high-powered sniper rifle, and stays behind alone on the top floor. Positioned in the smoke-filled window, Kelly engages in a fierce firefight against dozens of Russian tactical officers on the street below, killing multiple snipers and drawing all enemy fire directly onto his position so his team can breach the basement wall unnoticed. After buying time for his team, Kelly escapes down the elevator shaft to the basement and meets back up with Greer. With Russian forces closing in, Kelly tells Greer to take the remaining team and head for the harbor while he handles the distraction. Kelly stays behind, kills a Russian tactical police officer who breaches the room, and strips the officer to put on his police uniform and gear. Disguised as a Russian officer, Kelly casually walks out of the surrounded building right past the outer military perimeter. He sneaks up to a parked Russian police van, overpowers the driver, takes the wheel, and drives away to pick up Greer and the squad before hijacking a boat to escape Russian territory. Back in Washington, D.C., Kelly confronts Secretary of Defense Thomas Clay, who hosted the original operation. Kelly ambushes Clay inside his car at gunpoint and forces him to drive. Clay breaks down and confesses that he orchestrated the entire conspiracy, from Syria to the murder of Kelly's team and wife. Clay explains that a new Cold War with Russia was necessary to unite a politically divided America and boost the nation's economy through defense spending. Instead of letting Clay escape, Kelly drives the car off a bridge directly into the river at high speed. As the vehicle fills with water, Kelly holds Clay under until he drowns, delivering vengeance for Pam and his fallen team. Kelly escapes the submerged car and swims away, allowing the public and government to believe John Kelly died in the crash alongside Secretary Clay. With the help of Karen Greer and CIA Officer Robert Ritter, Kelly is provided with a completely clean slate, a new identity, and forged documents under the name John Clark. In the final scene, Clark meets with Ritter to propose the creation of a new, permanent, multinational counterterrorism strike team composed of elite NATO forces to handle off-the-books black ops missions. He officially names this covert global unit Rainbow, laying the foundation for his new life as John Clark.